Let's bring in CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion. Nikole, so how are lawmakers feeling about the Pentagon's move to send 5,000 more troops to the Middle East? And what are they saying about the potentiality of boots on the ground?
Yeah, well, broadly speaking, Democrats and even some Republicans have expressed concerns about the prospects of putting boots on the ground if that is eventually done. Obviously, many of them also continue to remain upset that there was no congressional authorization for this military action in the region. So those two things combined make a majority of lawmakers opposed to putting any boots on the ground. But Congressman Dan Crenshaw spoke with our Margaret Brennan just yesterday on Face the Nation, and here's what he had to say about the deployment.
I don't think people should take that as a boots on the ground deployment, especially with only 5,000 troops. These type of units are they could be for evacuating American citizens out of Gulf allied countries. They could be for a number of things. So I take it as a seriousness of committing to the situation, which is exactly what is needed.
So obviously, Congressman Crenshaw, they were being a bit cautious, saying this shouldn't be seen as a boots-on-the-ground deployment. But as I said, many lawmakers remain concerned the longer this conflict drags on.
And Nancy, we're also dealing with this partial shutdown that's affecting TSA workers, which have just missed their full first paycheck. Now we're hearing from the CEOs of several top airlines demanding Congress restore the funding. What's the latest on this matter?
Well, the latest really is no latest in the sense of no substantive movement on this issue in terms of trying to resolve funding for the Department of Homeland Security. We're now more than a month in that this shutdown has gone on. And really the priority this week, at least here in the Senate, is that the chamber will take up an election integrity bill. So even if a deal was reached today, it is not something that would necessarily be taken up anytime soon, because this election integrity bill is going to eat up a lot of time on the floor. It's called the Save America Act. So that being said, Democrats are still pretty dug in that without substantive reforms to ICE, they simply don't want to greenlight more funding for the agency. We did, of course, last week see some efforts to try to fund various parts of the Department of Homeland Security, whether that's FEMA, the Coast Guard, TSA, and other agencies, but it just didn't have enough votes to clear. Republicans feel if you're going to fund this, you need to fund the entire DHS agency, not just one portion of it. So we'll see if talks pick up. But as of now, as I said, no real movement, Adriana.
All right, Nikole Killion, thank you so much.